EFF, Julius Malema, Commissars, Ground Forces, and fellow South Africans. House Chair, South Africa's femicide crisis is not a tragedy of fate. It is a direct consequence of government neglect, incompetence, cowardice, and systematic failure. Every day, women are abandoned by a justice system that is broken, underfunded, and corrupted to the core by politicians who are driven by their narrow self-interest. There is no integrated justice system in this country, only fragmented departments, empty posts, and shrinking budget. Austerity and state neglect have crippled every institution meant to protect women. Women are dying at an alarming rate in the hands of men, whilst the government watches in silence. House Chair, the South African Police Service DNA backlog now exceeds 140,000 cases. Each case is a symbol of delayed justice of families left in agony, while the state remains indecisive. There is no emergency plan, no urgent task team, and no political will to act. Forensic and detective posts remain vacant, and there's no system to track repeat offenders. This is not just incompetence, Chair, it is complicity, and a clear reflection of a state that has lost its ability to protect its citizens. Let me be clear, Chairperson, that these systematic failures are deadly as they cost us human lives. To illustrate this point, let me remind this House that Olerato Mongale's killers are repeat offenders and were granted bail for Schedule 6 offenses because the state failed to oppose it. Prosecutors stayed in silence and the judiciary looked the other way. Only after her death did the minister speak of bail reform. But where was this agency when Unene Morechana, Chirofatjo Bula, Hilary Gadi, and many others were murdered? These are not isolated cases, Chair. They are the daily reality of collapsing system. May their souls rest in peace. Let us not forget the case of Cwecwe. In November 2024, the National Prosecuting Authority refused to prosecute and kept her family in dark. Public outrage forced a reaction, but even then, nothing meaningful was done. Silence is complicity, Chair. It deepens trauma, shields perpetrators, and erodes justice. The Timothy Umutoso case is yet another glaring example: delayed, disorganized, and disgraceful. Witness has been broken, re-traumatized, and ultimately abandoned by the very system meant to protect them. While the NPA blames the judiciary and the judiciary shifts the blame back to NPA, survivors are left to suffer in courtrooms devoid of justice, leadership, and empathy. The judiciary is not innocent, House Chairperson. Former Chief Justice Raymond Zondo acted as a political loyalist, shielding the president and the elite instead of delivering justice. Under his watch, the justice became a fortress for the powerful and a dead end for the poor. We place cautious hope in Chief Justice Mandis Maya, not for continuity, but for real change. The judiciary must purge itself of silence, elitism, and cowardice. There is one leader who deserves recognition, Lieutenant Mkwanas of KZN. He leads with professionalism, integrity, and agency, often acting decisively before the media spotlight arrives. South Africa needs more leaders of his caliber, and far fewer who embody the inertia and failures of leadership, such as Shamila Batohi. House Chair, under Shamila Batohi, the National Prosecuting Authority has become a symbol of sabotage. Key cases have been dropped, prosecution have decayed, and the office remains silent when the nation demands accountability. Batohi was not to deliver justice, but to shield President Cyril Ramaphosa and the powerful elite. Her silence on the Phala scandal, her consistent failure to act on gender-based violence, and her retreat from politically sensitive matters speak louder than any justification her office can offer. This morning on Morning Live, House Chair Shamila Batohi adopted that the NPA is infiltrated by powerful forces. The EFF will write to the Speaker, the NPA, and the Portfolio Committee of Justice, demanding that she comes before Parliament to account. Our long-held position is now vindicated, and she must explain her statement. We cannot wait for her exit to that office. That's why we are saying Batohi must go. He must go very fast. The so-called GNU is not about solution. It is a unity of silence, paralysis, and elite collusion. The EFF demand the following urgent intervention: the immediate lifting of the moratorium on forensic services, investigations, and prosecutions, to restore the functionality of the criminal justice system, the establishment of the dedicated gender-based violence court system staffed with specialized personnel and supported by trauma-informed services to ensure justice for survivors, a transparent independent audit of the national DNA backlog with mandatory monthly progress reports tabled before Parliament, the creation of a centralized national database to track and prevent repeat offenders across all provinces, closing the gaps exploited by serial perpetrators. In a nutshell, Chair, the cries of women, grieving families, and terrified communities are not background noise. They are a national outcry for justice. If Parliament continues to delay meaningful action, it will not merely be indifferent, but it will be complicit in every life lost thereafter. I thank you, Chairperson. Amandla.